Hello, all my boxing fans, and welcome to the 36th edition of Boss Boxing Predictions. Yes, this week there are some pretty good fights. Uh, in contrast to the last weekend, which was really boring. Okay, first fight that I want to start with is a pretty interesting one between Carl Frampton, who is on a comeback run after losing, as you know, to his last fight and the title uh, to Leo Santa Cruz. It was a WBA title that he lost, but this fight is an eliminator for the WBC featherweight title, and it's in Belfast. And Frampton will take on Andres Gutierrez of Mexico, who has a good record of 35-1-1. His only loss is to the much more experienced and I guess a better fighter. Sorry, Christian Mijares, and it was actually on a majority decision, so it was a close fight, close loss. Yeah, and so this guy Gutierrez, he seems to be a rather good puncher. He has 25 knockouts and of 35 victories. He's even younger than Frampton, only 24, and he is rated quite high at BoxRec, which I use for getting some information. And I suggest all of you should use BoxRec as your guide, because they have the most comprehensive information on fighters and on scheduled upcoming fights. Yes, uh, of course, Frampton is the favorite in this fight. Yes, I definitely. Even though, and his only loss so far came in a really close fight against one of the very best fighters in that division. And this guy Santa Cruz, even though no, sorry, Gutierrez, even though his loss was to Mijares, was a close one. Still, Mijares is way past his best, and so it may mean that this kid is just not really of Frampton's caliber. I see his best victories are against quite unknown opponents. Otherwise, Salvador Sanchez, he never really could, of course, live up to the great name of his uncle. And Daniel Diaz, slightly slightly familiar name, but not really. And so I believe Frampton will win this one, very likely. But on points, I think he still hasn't really scored a knockout at 126 pounds, even though he's only had two fights only there, and both against Santa Cruz. So, but I don't think at super bantamweight he was a good puncher, but yeah, I'd say just good, not spectacular. And at this weight, he will not. He's not a puncher, I believe. So he will have to rely on his skills and his speed and ring generalship, which he has enough of course, all of those three. So I think a unanimous decision for Frampton would be the most logical and safest choice, safest pick. Yeah, so that was that fight. And then there are the all the other the best fights take place in Brooklyn actually, or USA. There are two on this card. They are really interesting, and the first one, the best one, I guess, is or maybe I should take the other one first. The first one is at middleweight between Jermall Charlo, who hasn't been nothing but impressive so far, as 25 victories on 19 knockouts. He's a, he was a super welterweight, but he is 6 feet, and I guess he should grow into the middleweight division pretty nicely. I'm not sure. I think his power will also hold up. He had a really good, even great power at 154, and he's taking on the Argentinian Jorge Sebastian Heyland, who perhaps hasn't fought that many really good fighters, but I remember his very impressive performance against Matthew Macklin in 2014, when he really dominated Macklin, and then he knocked him out in the 10th round. Yes, but he is not favored here, of course, and he is otherwise fought mostly local, national level fighters. So he also has losses to Sebastian Zbik and Nilson Julio Tapia on points. So he hasn't been stopped, but he has four losses. So I don't know. This may perhaps go the distance, but at the same time, I'm not sure. If Charlo knocks Haaland out, then it will be a proof that he definitely is also forced to be reckoned with at 160 as a puncher also. So then a fight can be made with the winner of Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. So yeah, but I think he will win most likely. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm not gonna really. Um, since Haaland has not been stopped, and I'm not sure if Charlo in his first fight at this new weight can do it. So I will say the safest bet is a unanimous decision for Jermall Charlo. And then the big fight of this weekend is between Mikey Garcia and Adrien Broner. It's at super lightweight or light welterweight. Yeah, it's for the vacant WBC Diamond light welterweight title. And I guess Garcia, he holds the WBC lightweight title, so I'm not sure what will happen if he wins here. I think he most likely will win, because Broner, I think, has already seen his best days. Even though he's not really so old, of course, but he's only 27, but In his last fight against Adrien Granados, he was far from impressive, and even though those two of those judges gave him the fight, uh, actually one of them had it clearly for Granados. So yes, his last really impressive fight was or victory was against Khabib Alakverdi in 2015 actually, and yeah, maybe Garcia. I wouldn't expect him to win by a knockout, but it's not entirely impossible. So perhaps a late stoppage, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, my bet is on Mikey Garcia, yeah, in this fight for sure. Yes. There are a few fights at the same card that are slightly interesting. Heavyweight, the undefeated Gerald Miller is fighting Gerald Washington. Um, yeah, Washington, he was stopped by Deontay Wilder in February, and while this guy Gerald Miller, he stopped Fred Cassie in his last fight, which is, I guess, a rather good, a decent victory. I don't know really much about him. This can go either way, I think. And there's a super flyweight fight between Roshi Warren and McJoe Arroyo. Well, McJoe Arroyo, I guess, is the favorite. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. I think he will win this fight by UD most likely. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, well, Victor Ortiz, I see, is also fighting on Sunday actually. Yeah, he's just one unlucky fellow, really. Just as he's, about to do something right, something happens and he loses and messes it all up. So this opponent is a safe one for him. I've never heard of him. A journeyman, Saul Corral. So he's fought Josecito Lopez and Salam Ali. He's gone the distance against both, but he was knocked out by Mike Colorado. So I guess Ortiz will win by a knockout. That's what he most usually wins. That's the way. Yes. Well, there aren't so many really. Trying to find. Yeah. So anyway, I think I have already found all the best fights actually. Yeah, actually, this I didn't know was. Oh no, sorry, that was. Okay, so it appears there are no more fights for me to cover. So thanks for watching and bye bye.